If you are going through an awakening, please do not make these mistakes. Hi fam, I'm Kgosi Mkhulu, Manzini as a medium, your spiritual healer, your spiritual guide, Manabadimo, your medium basically. I'm your holistic healer, and on this page we talk nothing but positivity. I'm your spiritual mentor, your guide on ancestral wisdom, healing and awakening. My journey has been deeply rooted and shaped in my African ancestral lineages and spiritual practices. So if you are on a journey of spiritual growth, self-discovery, and seeking deep ancestral connection, to deepen your ancestral connection, this is definitely the page for you. Please also do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, so that we get to interact and build this community. We talk about the challenges and the wins of the journey. We all about positivity. That's what we're trying to pour in. So I'm super excited to talk about today's teaching, which is spiritual awakening. If you are seeing this, you are not seeing it by mistake. It's because this is your algorithm. The universe is trying to communicate with you and send a message to you. Right? So today we are going to talk about the biggest spiritual awakening mistakes that we do. This always happens because we don't know how to tackle spiritual awakening. We don't know what spiritual awakening is. We don't know how to behave. And we tend to also want people to sympathize or even understand what we're going through. Yeah? So, first thing first, do not ignore your intuition. You know that gut feeling that tells you that something is off or something is about to happen, and it tends to be strong that you can't even quieten it. That is your intuition. That is your spirit guide or your higher self communicating with you precisely. So do not shut it down. Do not ignore it. Always listen to it. Pay attention to that. Two, trying to awaken too fast. A lot of times I've actually seen people wanting to awaken faster. What's the rush? Where are we rushing? This is not a competition. It is your marathon with your higher self, with your ancestors, with your God. So you need to pace yourself and allow things to unravel and happen according to the way that they need to. Do not mix your timeline by rushing things. This can also cause a lot of frustration and also causes you to derail or even make you lose interest. There's always a whole lot of things that are intertwined with trying to awaken quicker. The third one, forcing people around you to awaken. This is something that majority of people that are getting awakened try to do. They try to awaken their family members, their spouses, their community, their colleagues, everyone around them. They try to enforce their belief onto other people. You need to allow people to awaken at their own time and pace, not according to your desires and your needs because you feel like they need to fit in, or because now you can see a different world. You want everyone to see a different world as well. Remember, you also took your time to be awakened. No one forced you to be awakened. It happened naturally when it had to happen. So you need to also allow other people to awaken according to their own timelines if they are going to do so. It's something that we cannot control. The fourth one, isolating yourself instead of seeking guidance. A lot of people isolate themselves. They stay away from interacting and also seeking guidance from other people. Others might also feel that they can actually control the situation and they can guide themselves, but it's always important for you to get a seasoned healer or a seasoned practitioner that knows more about spiritual guidance, spiritual awakening stories, so that they are able to guide you through the process. This will ease you up and it will make the journey also less strenuous as it can be to you mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And then, fifth one, expecting people to understand and accept the changes. It's not going to happen. So you need to give it a rest. You cannot save everyone. You cannot also change people when it's not yet their time to actually change. this will just frustrate you further, because as it is, the spiritual awakening, it's very unpleasant. The other thing that another mistake that you shouldn't do is that you shouldn't think that you're also above others just because you have a different perspective or you have a different set of glasses or eyes that gets to see the world. It doesn't make you better than the people that are still sleeping. Being spiritually awakened comes with you being mindful of the world and also accepting the world as it is, and that it evolves and moves at its own pace, not at our own pace. Another thing which is very important is ignoring shadow work. What spiritual awakening will do is it will force you to do shadow work. If you are not ready to do the shadow work, and then you will be stuck and it will also get messy for you. Remember, spiritual awakening usually happens at a time where you are going through a breakthrough, loss of something, or you feel the need that you need to find yourself. You need to dig deeper at, at what makes you you. Do you understand? So you cannot afford to not do shadow work. It's very important, and that is your foundation. How are you going to elevate and move within the spiritual journey and your new spiritual life? It's entirely dependent on the shadow work that you are willing to do. You cannot run away from the shadow work. You cannot run away from what persists inside of you that makes you remain to vibrate very low and to live in a human manner. Shadow work is very important. I extremely advise that when you are going through a spiritual awakening, you do shadow work. The experiences or the challenges that have brought you to be spiritually awakened are forcing you to confront your inner demons, your darkness, your old habits, your old ways, your old thinking, and functionality, in a way, if I can put it that way. It will always forces you. Listen, there's no one that ever awakens while they are comfortable or everything is going right in their lives. It's always something deep, it's always something destructive, it's always something that makes you question your entire existence. So shadow work, it's very important. It's something that you constantly need to do, even through art. It's your foundation. And another thing is forgetting to ground yourself. You need to always ground yourself, so that you stay in tune with the spiritual realm without it interfering with your daily life. Because at the end of the day, you're still human. You still live on earth. You still live with other human beings. You still need to have a human experience. So your spiritual awakening shouldn't take away or even still your human experience, and that you would feel that you are no longer human. You are something else. You are spirit. And we need to forget about you having flesh and you having relationships, you having a job, for an example, or even have friendships that you need to maintain. So you need to be able to find balance between your spiritual awakening, spiritual journey, as well as reality, which is the people that you live with, your environment, your community, the entire ecosystem within you. It needs to be balanced. I think we're all on the same page. Another thing that you shouldn't forget is neglecting your physical and mental health. No one has ever said when you are going through your spiritual awakening, you shouldn't take a bath, you shouldn't bathe, you shouldn't brush your teeth, you shouldn't look and after yourself or even groom yourself, and that you shouldn't seek psychological help or mental health. Taking extra measures into nurturing yourself, self-care, eating properly, hydrating yourself, sleeping properly, and also resting. It's very important because your spirit needs your body to be in shape and to be healthy for everything to function accordingly. So there is no way that you can neglect yourself, and you're not supposed to neglect yourself throughout the entire process. We need to be mindful of spiritual awakening. We don't get to choose when we want to be spiritually awakened, how we are going to be spiritually awakened, right? Physically, we don't get to choose, but spiritually, on another realm, we got to choose how we were going to get spiritually awakened. That's also another topic for another day where I will get to talk about soul life blueprint. Ne? So we don't get to choose. It just happens at its own time and you cannot run away from it. It is your reality. It's for some people it is bound to happen, and for some people it's not bound to happen because we are not called the same. We are not here to serve the same purpose. Some people will remain asleep, and that's absolutely okay. It's also not our job to change people's minds and to make them see what we see, for them to be awakened, for them to have a different perspective of what the world is, what the flesh is, what the spirit is, what the soul is. You understand? So our soul purpose is to focus on ourselves, to pour in ourselves. When you save yourself and when you work yourself, and then you are given back to the universe. That's the only thing that the universe needs from us. We can only help those that seek help from us. When a person is going through a spiritual awakening and they do not understand, and you have went through your awakening before them, if they are asking for help, then only then you can actually extend the help. But if they're not asking for help, you do not have to extend it. Understand? So this is something that is very important. We need to adhere to those things, and we need to be very mindful. We need to take care of ourselves. Our mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being is very important while going through the spiritual awakening. Do not isolate yourself from the rest of the world. You still need other people. You still need that balance. You still need the human experience. You still need the love of oneness, the love that gets you by, that motivates you. That motivates you to also evolve and to also do better. So, no isolation, guys. Please do not isolate yourself. A lot of people end up even unaliving themselves because it's just too much, and they do not have anyone to share the experience with what they're going through. They don't get to share their thoughts and their feelings. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Do not make the mistakes. I didn't know better when I went through my spiritual awakening, and it was an abrupt that happened. Totally caused confusion and a lot of commotion in my life, and yeah, I'm just here to share the experiences. If this is something that you resonate with and you are also going through your spiritual awakening, or you are struggling with understanding your spiritual awakening, please comment down below. Let's discuss this. Let's share ideas. Let's share perspective and insight on how to get to deal with spiritual awakening. It sounded very serious today, did it not? I'm sorry, sometimes when I'm in tune 100%, it makes it very difficult for me to be bubbly. I kind of become rigid. But yeah, please subscribe, like, comment, and let's build a very beautiful, positive community, guys. And that's all that we need. We need all the support in this journey because it's not easy doing it alone. You cannot travel this journey alone, as much as it's your soul peppers, but you need others. You need a whole community behind you that's going to motivate you, that's going to understand what is it that you're talking about. Or what? So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this teaching specifically. And if this resonates with you, best believe it resonates with the next person. So definitely share the page with other people so that they can also get to learn. This journey is endless. We are here to learn, evolve, and grow every single day. I'm your healer, Kgosi Manzini. Ako bele sedile khanya, shewe, Mkhulu.